talking about. Matt Gibbs in the guys over at Sunrise Automotive will treat you right. Will treat you right.
I'm going to tell you a story. Once upon a time, there was a radio host and hostess, and they had a gig in Chattanooga, and everything happened wrong to the car that they had. The timing belt went, the water pump went, and they hit a cow, and then they bought another car, and the other car had a service engine light come on, so they had like a predicament. So there was this guy named Matt Gibbs who had a car. He just gave him the key and said go, and didn't get him to sign any papers, just simply told him just go. So we took that car, which was a nice SUV, we packed it up with oh, did I say it was we? I'm sorry, I switched the story. No, it was this radio host and this radio hostess. So anyway, Matt Gibbs is our hero. Matt is here. He's here to answer your questions about your cars. The show is called Auto Repair with Personal Care. Matt is the owner of Sunrise Automotive and Crossroad Auto Sales, which is what it says on the back of this SUV that we drove all the way to Chattanooga and back. And everybody along the way says Crossroad Auto Sale. It's on the back. We carried your ad with us for
thank you.
For 500 miles. So how are you doing?
I'm tired. I'm good and I'm tired. We had a long weekend.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Was it raining here all weekend?
No, not all weekend.
No. It was where we were.
That's from what I understand.
Yeah. But really, thank you. On the air, I'd like to thank you. I mean, we were really in a bind. You gave us this beautiful vehicle, didn't ask anything of us other than to bring it back. And when it was one point, it didn't start because I had the lights on while I was loading it, so the battery ran low. And I said to Robin, because it happened like right at midnight, I said to Robin, do you think Matt has a timer on it? Like he can, because I know he can turn it off from wherever we are, right? Don't you have that on there?
No, I'm not on that one.
I was going to call you. By this time it was like 1 a.m.
I'd probably be honest. What night was that? Saturday night.
That would have been Sunday morning, yes. 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, I'd be honest with you. I probably would have let it go right to voicemail. I was whooped.
But anyway, just once again, it underscores the character of your being. And you know, we got into the vehicle, and it was set to a local Christian music station, and I listened to it until we couldn't hear it anymore, until we got out of range. Sorry, Joe, we were listening to another station, but it was just so beautiful. I mean, I love the music first, I guess, and I love the message of the music. I said, gosh, I should listen to this more often. It was really nice.
Yeah, all my cars are set to that station.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Well, my cars are usually set to this one, which I usually only have one car. So yeah, it served us really well.
Good. And be honest with you, that's the car I really wanted you to.
I know.
I know, and I know too. You know, and I know. We know, but we could have worked it all out.
Maybe we still will.
And that's what I'm thinking.
You might want to sell the other one. You might want to take it back and sell it.
Yeah, I just
a little bit higher price now that you put so much into it.
Well, we can make it all happen.
I'll ask you how. Well, and that's another thing. I don't even know how this works. I don't even know how cars are sold. All I know is you go there, you sit, and you just wait for the guy to tell you, here's all the papers, sign them.
Yeah.
I don't even know how it works. I don't understand anything about cars.
There's a bunch of different ways it can work. There's a typical way it usually works, and usually it's not good for you.
Oh, right.
You know, it's always good for the dealer, but you know, and that's the beauty of Sunrise and Crossroad. And this is the honest, and you can testify to this.
I've been. I mean, didn't Robin and I just bow to you?
Yes, you did. and please don't ever bow to me again. You know, at the end of the day, it's all about character. It's about integrity, and it's about relationship.
Absolutely,
and,
yeah.
You know, and that's where it starts, and that's where it ends.
Yeah.
You know, we're a company. Profit is not a bad word. We have to make a profit in order to keep our company going. You know, I had a non-for-profit organization. It was a Marion County type situation,
right.
And they want me to work on their cars, but they don't. They want me to work on them for free. Is basically is what he's asking.
See, that's too much.
And I said, and I told the director of this organization, I said, I don't have the luxury of people coming in and donating money and furniture and cars and stuff to our company to keep it going.
Right.
I have to charge and make a profit in order to keep the company going, and we do other organizations in town, and I'd be willing to do for you what I do for them, and apparently he wants me to do it better, do a better price than that. I don't need to do things.
I see, right.
Right.
So he's being unreasonable.
I feel like he was.
Yeah.
But there again, maybe he'll find that person that will do it for free or.
Yeah, but there's a practical element to that kind of a discussion too. I mean, you can't do it if practically he gets everything and you end up closing shop.
Exactly.
I mean, it doesn't make any sense.
What good does that do
anybody?
It doesn't do anybody any good.
Yeah, everybody uses the illustration of the oxygen mask on the airplane. You have to take care of yourself first,
and then help the person
you can help
next to
somebody
you.
else. Right?
Yeah, exactly. And the other day I had a big parts distributor here in town. He comes in and he says, basically he was saying, if you would give us your business, we would extend a greater discount to you. Now we're sitting in my office, and he says, so which means you can increase your profit margins because you can buy this part should be sold for $20, but we'll sell it to you for $15, and you can take the $20 that most everybody's paying and mark up from the $20, so you're going to make an additional 20% more in profit. That was his sales pitch to me to buy parts from him.
Wow. Okay.
And I just kind of looked at him and I said, well, hang on a minute. Let's just talk about this for a second.
Good for you.
I said, I understand what you're saying.
Right.
But here's what I'm saying. If I can get an additional 20% off on my parts and mark it from the new price that you're going to charge me, I can keep my profit margin the same, and my customers can save 20%.
There you go. That's the way you think. I love that.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he didn't know how to respond because most people are saying.
Let me tell you, that's why. I mean, you are, just to bring it to religion just for a second here. When in the Lord's Prayer it says, on earth as it is in heaven, however it's phrased. That's what you are. I mean, you're an example of people living the way. I mean, you're probably too humble to accept what I'm saying as a compliment, but that's how we should be. All of us should be that way. You wouldn't need lock. Unfortunately, Seth wouldn't have a locksmith business because we wouldn't need locks,
right?
Except to keep children out of gun cases and things.
Yeah, I mean, well, I'm a firm believer in is that you want to treat people the way that you want to be treated.
There was a guy on, and I don't really watch much TV, but Joe talks a lot about this show called Shark Tank. Tank, where people present ideas to these rich guys, and then there's feedback. Well, anyway, I was watching this one guy, and have you ever seen this one? He's like a farmer, and he invented a little thing that could go around a tree, and it would take less water to water the trees if you put this little circle around the trees. And so then they said, okay, well, what's your business plan? And he says he would charge like $1 for each one or something like that. And they were ridiculing him. $1? Who's going to make money on that? And then he came back with them, wait a minute. You don't understand. These farmers, they don't have much money. They don't have much money. And so, but they were all about profit. But this guy was all about just doing the right thing and making a little profit. Not about ripping people off.
Right. Don't want to do that.
So
I'm not going to do that.
Good for you. We're not either. We were the lowest priced gig up there, by the way.
Were you really?
Yeah, by far. All right, we'll take a little break and be right back. If you have a question about your car, that's what this is about, or join in on this conversation. We'll be right back.
With weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. For today, times of clouds and sun with a passing afternoon shower. The high today 80 to 84, and partly cloudy tonight, low 65 to 69. For tomorrow, times of clouds and sun. There can still be a couple of showers along the coast. The high 81 to 85. On Wednesday, partly sunny. There may be a shower in spots, mainly in the afternoon over the interior. The high 82 to 86. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
If you're anything like I was, the thought of getting older was the last thing on your mind. But here we are. For me, it started slowly. The lack of energy, never being in the mood, and when I was, I could never perform at my best. I tried the pills and other treatments with minimal results, and all but given up on my sex life. Then, I found the doctors at New Male Medical Center. Wow, they made a new male out of me. Feel like I'm 25 again. I have renewed vigor, so much more energy, and no longer worry about my performance. New Male treated me like my situation was one of a kind, with a custom treatment plan that really works. I feel great. They can create one for you too. It does not matter if you suffer from low testosterone, erectile dysfunction, or just want to last longer. New Male will help you.
Call New Male Medical Center today at 352-404-4779. 352-404-4779. That's 352-404-4779. It will change your life. 352-404-4779.
Want to see where you can really save some big bucks on fall planting? Then do what all Ocala smart buyers are doing. They check the Bob Wines Camellia Gardens ad each week in the paper. This week, Bob's featuring a whole slew of special savings like gorgeous garden mums, just $9.99 each when you buy 2 or more. How about this one? Truckload savings on azaleas. You can get azaleas for just $2.99 each, and I'm talking about Ocala favorites like Southern Charm, Duke Durone, and Dogwood azaleas. How about this one? Frost-proof gardenias, 2 for just $9.99. And look for closeouts on beautiful flowering color for your home as low as $2. Don't forget that pine straw for fall mulching. It's just $4.50 a bale when you buy 10 or more. So check the ad, then get on over to Bob Wines Camellia Gardens. Open till 4, Saturdays till 2, Southeast 38th Street, Ocala. Of course, growing better with Ocala since 1952.
17 minutes after 10 o'clock. Matt Gibbs is here talking about cars and everything else. Talking today about being a, not law-abiding, what's a businessman, an ethical businessman. Ethical business. That's a good thing to be.
Yeah.
Do you know what you run into, though? People don't realize how much stuff costs. And so if you tell them you need a new whatever, and it's a $900 price tag, if they don't know you, they question that $900. I'm guessing that happens all the time.
It happens quite a bit.
But since I know you, you tell me $900, I figure it's probably $1,500.
Well, no. I mean, it's if I tell you $900, it's costing me less than $900. But here's one of the things that I do within our company is we have a markup structure, a tier, and when certain, an engine costs way more than a spark plug, right? So the markup of a spark plug is greater than the markup of an engine. And so the higher something costs me,
right,
the less markup there is on it.
Well, that makes sense.
And that's just it, and that's just something I don't know about all other shops and all other companies and whatnot. That's just something that I know that we do at Sunrise. Our pricing structure, and it's in the computer. It's not like if you come in, you get a price for this, and if that guy over there smoking at the mall, if he comes into the shop, he gets a different price. It just doesn't work that way. Now there are different price tiers for companies, churches, non-for-profits and stuff like that. But there's a little bit changes in
I understand
prices.
that. Yeah, we do the same thing with the music. When we're playing for the schools, it's a higher price than when we do for the nursing homes.
Exactly.
Obviously. I think you have a phone call. Good morning. You're on the air with Matt.
Yeah. Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Say, what's the difference between struts and shock absorbers?
Nothing. Struts are shock absorbers. I mean, if you can understand the principle of a shock, you understand the principle of a strut. A strut, it just contains the coil spring and everything it's on an assembly, where a shock can be just a shock by itself. A strut will typically have a coil spring on it, but it's the same. It's the same device. It serves as the same purpose.
Okay, another quick question with batteries. If you buy a heavy-duty battery, would you get more life out of it?
You know, batteries and all electrical components are, you know, there's no rhyme or reason to none of that stuff. What I do is I choose a battery to put in someone's car. This is what I look at with a battery. If it fails, how hard is it for me to replace it without giving my customer any grief? That's the bottom line for me. I like dealing with a company. If I call them up and say, hey, I put a battery in this a year ago, I don't have to sit there and try to argue and fight with them and answer a billion questions. Just send me a battery. This one's not working. Send me another one.
Yeah.
So that's how I choose the battery companies that I get my batteries from.
Right.
If they make it easy on me, then I get to be easy on it, and it's an easy process.
Yeah. Well, you know, living up north with the heavy winters, the cold winters, I always went to an extra power battery for starting reasons. With the heat down in Florida, would you use this? Would you go for a heavy duty battery?
Yeah, I mean, I try to go for, you know, I always like putting the best of whatever it is we're doing in the car. So if there's a heavy duty battery available, and if the customer's willing to pay the extra few dollars for the heavy duty battery, that's what I'll do every time.
Okay, are all batteries like self-contained now?
Yeah, they're pretty much non-serviceable sealed batteries.
Yeah. Okay, well, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Yeah, the idea, thank you for the call. By the way, the phone line is open if you want to call Matt, 622-9622. So I guess I don't like the idea that when you do anything with the vehicle that you loaned to us, the headlights came on. You open up the door, the headlights came on. You turn off the car, the headlights are on. I don't like that. I'd rather just turn it off. It's off.
Okay.
It's kind of cool though that the radio stays on until you open the door.
Well, actually, turn the key off. As long as you don't open the door, it'll stay on for like 7 minutes.
Oh, is that how it works?
Yeah.
That's an amazing thing.
It's called a RAP, Retained Accessory Power Module.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And that one has an easy to see battery.
Yes.
So let me tell the listeners my little story. Can I do this? I told you out in the lab. So the car wouldn't start after we were all done with the convention. It was raining, and the reason it wouldn't start is because I was loading it, going back into the convention center, and then coming back and loading it, and going back to the convention center, and then loading it, because we had a lot of stuff. In fact, the whole booth that we had was decorated by Robin, and I think we probably should have won a prize. But they didn't give prizes. But anyway. So the point is, it took a lot of opening and closing the doors, and every time you do this, the lights come on, and now we go to start it, and guess what? It doesn't start because I've drained the battery. Okay. So I call this little roadside assistance company that I have, and he says, I'll call you back. And he eventually calls me back maybe 14 minutes later. I think I timed it. And he said, I can't find anybody. They've sent everybody home. Do you happen to have jumper cables? And I said, yes, we happen to have some. He says, well, can you find somebody who will jump? I said, you know what? I was just thinking about doing that. So I go inside the convention center. Now, everybody who was at the convention is gone. The place is totally stripped down. All the little temporary walls, they're gone. All the carpeting, it's rolled up. All they're doing is like driving around in sweepers and what do you call them? Forklifts, okay? So I say to the guy, excuse me, can you help me give me a jump? My car won't start. No, just no. So okay, so I find another guy. He's driving a big forklift, and it's got big. I can see the batteries. It's on the outside. Can you give me a jump on my car? My car won't start. No. I said, holy mackerel, they're not even nice, Robin. Why are these people so mean? Well, they all look Chinese to me, and I hope I'm not being racist by saying that, but they did. And I said, well, maybe they don't speak English. So then I tried it out. I said, do you know what time it is? No. So I don't think they understood English at all. So But then anyway, Robin tried it and it started. So.
Well, I'm glad, and I'd be honest with you, I'm glad that one of the guys didn't say yes, and then rolled his forklift out there, and then you jumped it off his battery. See, because your battery's 12-volt battery, his battery may be 42-volt battery.
Oh, and we wouldn't have known that. I would have brought back a bad vehicle.
You might not have brought it back.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Well, see, that's why we were waiting for the road assistance, because I figured they would know. You know, but fortunately, now why is this? Why is it that it wouldn't start, but after the time it took to go around asking these Chinese guys for help is the amount of time it sat doing nothing?
Well, it wasn't sitting there doing nothing. When you went to go start it and it wouldn't start, what you did was you whacked it. You spanked that battery, okay? And then this happens a lot. After you let them sit for just for a little bit, you'll try to start it and it won't start, or go click, 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 click.
Right, that's exactly what I was doing.
And then shut it off and let it sit for 10, 15 minutes. A lot of times you'll walk back out there and it will start. And what you've done is it'll start creating like a surface charge. And a lot of times they'll just start you'll get that one last thing in out until you start charging it up.
That's what it sounded like too. I said to Robin, "You got the magic touch." I don't know what you did, but it started.
You just waited a few minutes and tried it again.
And then we were afraid, because I had to get gas. I was afraid to turn it off. Every place we went, I was afraid to turn it off.
Nah, you'd have been fine.
It did. It started every time, but. So it's just one more lesson in cars. As old as I get, I'm never going to know everything about cars. I'm never going to know anything about cars. And this is a 2006, I think?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Buick Rendezvous.
So this is now 9 years later. The cars must be so much more advanced by now.
Oh, they change every day. Every day. Every day.
And you know what I was thinking about? I was thinking about what you had said, where you don't even like to jump it from another car. You have a device that you sell for $199?
Yeah, well, they're like $135.
$135. And I could have, if I had that in the van, or what do you call it, SUV?
That's a crossover.
If I had it in the crossover, then I could have just brought it out of the back and...
Yeah, put it on there, started it up, put it back in your thing, and went on about your business.
And you sell them?
Yeah.
For the listeners, look, you got to buy one of these things.
I needed it this weekend for me.
Did you use it?
Yeah, on my car.
So why did your battery go dead?
Pretty much the same reason yours did.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I had everything open. We were actually moving some stuff this weekend, and then I got into the house and forgot that I left all my doors open on my car.
Right.
And when I went out there, she was dead.
Okay, now the box you sell for $135. You took that out of your car and you started it up with that, and it holds the charge for how long? Well, I bought one for the shop and the dealership, and I charged one up, and I wanted to see how many times I could jump off cars before I needed to charge it up again. Right.
And it started 35 cars.
Wow.
And it still probably would have started some more, but the little light went from green to yellow, and when it goes to yellow, it means to charge. But it's nanotechnology, which means when it's not hooked to a battery, it is not just off. It disconnects itself, and the company that we buy them from says that they'll hold a charge for 2 years.
Wow!
So you can leave them in your car.
That was my next question.
Yeah.
What do? Charge it up on the wall?
Yeah, it comes with a charger, and you just plug it into an outlet and put, and then when the light turns green, it's done charged, and you put it back in your car.
Wow.
But for 2 years, it'll hold a charge. Now, there are newer ones out there that are a little bit fancier than the ones we sell. They're less powerful, but they're fancier. Like, for instance, you can use it to charge. It has a USB port, so you can use it to charge a cell phone.
Oh, wow.
Run a laptop. But and I don't like those. I don't like telling people to buy them, because what will happen is they'll use it as a power supply for their small electronic devices.
Right.
And then when they need to jump off the car, they ain't not going to have enough power to do that.
Gotcha.
You know,
right.
because it's a jump box.
Matt, you get the award. Thank you so much for helping us, and for everybody else, if you don't have a mechanic, Matt is your guy. If you need one of those $135 devices, just go to Matt. Or if you need a car, go to Matt.
Yeah, come on.
What's your phone number?
My phone number is 690-1993. That's right here in Ocala, with our area code 352.
All right. Thanks again, Matt. So I'll see you this afternoon.
Oh, maybe.
Oh, all right. All right. Thank you. We'll be right back.
Fox News Radio, I'm Pat O'Neill. Recovery and rescue teams hard at work in South Carolina where rains have brought heavy flooding. This resident in Columbia, South Carolina.
Never seen anything like this. I never thought on Garner's Ferry. Actually, I work at Popeyes and I came this way this morning to try to go to work. I couldn't even get through.
The storm's blamed for 6 deaths in South Carolina. Another died in North Carolina. U.S. and Afghan authorities investigating an airstrike that killed at least 19 at a hospital.
Defense Secretary Ash Carter says an inquiry is underway into whether the violence at the Doctors Without Borders hospital in Kunduz was caused by an airstrike from an American fighter jet. Afghan officials say helicopter gunships returned fire from Taliban fighters hiding in the hospital compound.
Fox Radio's Jessica Gallagher. Authorities tell Fox News they believe the U.S. cargo ship missing in the Bahamas since Thursday sank in the midst of Hurricane Joaquin. Fox News, we report, you decide.
Your local pharmacist is also a Health Mart pharmacist, and they're not like other pharmacists.
After Mom's surgery, I was overwhelmed, but I was so relieved. Her Health Mart pharmacist was there to help. They explained her medication and even delivered to her house. Mom got the personal service she needed, and I got something even better. Peace of mind.
Visit healthmart.com to find a locally owned Health Mart pharmacy near you. Health Mart, caring for you and about you.
Meet Vince. Vince hurt himself mountain biking on Saturday.
Because weekend warrior.
Because noob.
Hey!
Vince is supposed to host an important presentation, but he's not going anywhere in that cast. What should he do?
Rhetorical question.
Vince should try GoToMeeting, the simple way to host meetings online, complete with video conferencing and screen sharing. Send out a meeting link and anyone can join from any computer, tablet, or smartphone. Just takes a click.
Where do I sign up?
Visit GoToMeeting.com to start your free 30-day trial. That's GoToMeeting.com.
Gene Powell Pasture Mowing, 352-629-2440. In addition to our pasture mowing service, we also offer fence row spraying. Now is the perfect time to get ahead on weed control for an overall aesthetic appearance. Gene Powell Pasture Mowing, 352-629-2440 or online at powellgene@yahoo.com. We are licensed and insured. Gene Powell Pasture Mowing, 352-629-2440.
Want to learn more about your furnace or air conditioner? Tune in this Saturday for free tips and expert advice on how to get the most out of your heating and air conditioning system. Or get a free AC rejuvenation by being the first person to go to cleanmyac.com. That's cleanmyac.com. Saturday, free tips and expert advice on how to get the most out of your heating and air conditioning system. Or get a free AC rejuvenation by being the first person to go to cleanmyac.com. That's cleanmyac.com.
Hi, this is Brad. I want to take a moment to talk about a serious issue. In the next 5 years, the aviation industry is projected to have a shortage of commercial pilots. Now is the time to start training. Ocala Flying Club has started a scholarship for the youth of Marion County ages 17 to 24. The club will donate up to $4,000 towards a pilot's license. This will help get the student on their way to obtaining their commercial pilot license. If this sounds like something you would be interested in, or if you know someone that would be, please contact Ocala Aviation Services, 861-7484.
Robin, let's try a little plant trivia. Name this nursery. It's a not-for-profit, and it teaches growing and caring for plants to their students.
Oh, that's easy. Kenny's Place.
Or how about this one? It's a nursery conveniently located between Ocala and Bellevue.
Again, it's Kenny's Place.
Or how about this one? A nursery with a wide variety of just what you need or want at the most reasonable prices.
Kenny's Place, of course.
Kenny's Place at 7677 Southeast 41st Court. Give them a call at 867-1213. It's a caring place for people and plants. It's Kenny's Place.
There's a car accident in this country every 5 seconds. That's why Allstate thinks it's time for an entirely different kind of car insurance, with features like accident forgiveness and a safe driving bonus. It's called Your Choice Auto, and it's only from Allstate. Are you in good hands?
You deserve better. Sign up for Your Choice Auto from Allstate. Call the McDonald Agency today at 622-2333.
Features are optional and subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Insurance, Northbrook, Illinois.
Putting the local back into radio. 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. WOCA News. Variety. Information. Now. Keep your arms and legs on the inside at all times.
This is James Snyder, inviting you to join me each Sunday morning at 9:30 for Sunday Joy on 1370 AM, 96.3 FM.
We are The Source, WOCA.
Here are today's headlines from The Source, WOCA. The Marion County Sheriff's Office is reporting that a man was found deceased along the railroad tracks near Southeast 62nd Street, just off of US 441. The man is not identified in the report, which states that his body was discovered on the tracks just before noon by someone driving along a service road. It was not clear when the man was struck or how he got on the tracks. The Sheriff's Office Major Crimes Unit is investigating the incident, and CSX, the company that operates trains along the tracks, was contacted. A teenage boy surfing at New Smyrna Beach yesterday morning was bitten by a shark. According to Volusia County Beach Patrol, the victim was a 14-year-old male. He was with 4 friends paddling in the water near Beachway Avenue when a 4 to 5 foot black-tip shark bit him on the left hand. The teen sustained numerous lacerations, but his injuries are said to be non-life-threatening. He was transported to a hospital for treatment. There have been at least 10 shark attacks or bites in Volusia County so far in 2015. Former teen heartthrob David Cassidy is being accused of a hit-and-run in Broward County. The 65-year-old star of the Partridge Family faces charges of leaving the scene of a September 9th accident and driving with an expired tag. The Broward State Attorney's Office filed the charges last week, and an arraignment hearing is set for October 27th. Cassidy has 3 DUI arrests since 2010 in Florida, New York, and California. Republican presidential candidate Jeb Bush is getting an earful for comments he made Friday about the shooting at an Oregon community college. The former Florida governor was speaking at a campaign stop in South Carolina and argued against more gun control. He said, "Look, stuff happens. There's always a crisis, and the impulse is always to do something, and it's not necessarily the right thing to do," unquote. Many have condemned Bush for saying stuff happens as he answered questions about the Second Amendment. Bush defended his comments about gun rights by citing support for the National Rifle Association and for Florida's concealed weapons and stand your ground laws. Congress managed to avoid a government shutdown last Wednesday